What it do? It's DOA back with another episode of putting shit together. Today, in the spirit of namesake, we gonna be putting some shit together, man, about these Iranian, Israeli, and US attacks and wars, and got the Ayatollah Ali Khamenei getting killed in some strikes from the US and all of this. We gonna put this together with some of the other headlines that's been in the news, like Prince Andrews, the Epstein files, um, Knowledge Bone, uh, Power from Wu Tang, Death, and all of that. We gonna put it all together because y'all know in these Gematria videos I've been doing for y'all, I be telling y'all that the headline news is all of it scripted pretty much. The numbers behind it usually coincide with each other, and it's like big rituals that they're doing, the Jesuits is doing, in order to, I guess, amplify the energy. They call English spelling for a reason. So maybe they casting spells, they doing rituals and whatnot to bring about the desired outcomes that they want to bring about, and kind of like throwing it up in your face at the same time that they're in control of what you see and what you hear. So, these attacks being the main headline right now, we going to dive directly into them, but I'm going to show you how some of this correlates with some of the other headlines that's been going on. So we'll just start picking up from right here with the Ayatollah Ali Khamenei being killed. Now, first number is that he ruled for 36 years. So you got the 36 off top. He was in power for 36 years, right? A lot of y'all, I don't even have to dive too deep into it before a lot of y'all realize that 3-6, that 36 is often used number by these fucking satanic Jesuit motherfuckers who's, pulling the strings. So they love that 3-6 for obvious reasons, right? So on top of that, you see this headline right here. It says Khamenei, or yeah, excuse me for his name, because I really ain't watching the news like that. I haven't really heard him pronounce it a lot. So I'm just going off the muscle, off the strength. You know what I'm saying? But Khamenei took part in the 1979 revolution, and that's the Iranian revolution that they talking about. Now, 1979 was 47 years ago. 47 years. And if y'all watched that Anton Daniels breakdown that I did, then that 47 is already gonna ring a bell to you, because 47 is also, I think, federal. 47 is a highly used Masonic number. I'll just tell you that. And then that 47, we obviously know Donald Trump actually is 47. His name adds up to 47, and he's the 47th president right now. So that 47 is a very important number as far as Masonry goes and the Jesuits go. And a lot of the numbers that's been in the news for this first part of the year have been 47, like Renee from the Renee Good death with the ICE protest. They've been using that a lot, the 47s. So we see right here that they're pretty much celebrating or marking that 47th anniversary of the Iranian Revolution, right? Then we see he was the supreme leader for the past 36 years and he died at 86. So 86, a lot of us know that saying 86 that, like kill that, like, get rid of that. 86 that. So it's no coincidence that they knocked him off at 86 after 36 years of ruling and on the 47th anniversary of the Iranian Revolution, right? So we got some obvious connections right there just off the dribble with that. Also, oil, you can see right here, oil equals 36 as well. And we know that when they go over to Iran, it's always going to be some oil involved and most likely some opioids involved that they don't want to tell you about, right? So we got that 36 equaling oil. Obviously got the 3 6 triple six, the triple six being mark of the devil, right? The mark of the beast. Triple six. Also, yeah, just the synagogue of Satan, surrounding around the synagogue of Satan. There's been a lot of 66s in this little put together as well. Kamini, the guy's last name, equals a 66. Tehran, which is one of the countries involved, or yeah, cities, countries involved. 66. We got Kamini at 66. We got Tehran at 66 and 33. And we got Iranian at 66. We also got rock and roll equaling 66. Now, Iranian and rock and roll, they connect on what's that? 1, 2, 3. 3 out of the 4 ciphers that I'm using right here. And this is Gematria again. This is just turning letters into their numerical value. So you can see right here, ABC 1, 2, 3. Now in the reverse, that would be Z equaling 1, Y2, X3, right? So that's the reverse cipher. In the reduction, they're just taking like say 13. M being 13, they reducing that to 4, adding the 1 and the 3. So that's what's going on right there. Then you got the reverse reduction doing the same thing in reverse, right? So we can see Iranian and rock and roll is both 66, 123, and 51. We see right there. And the reason why that's important is because they just had the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees. I believe that happened I want to say on 2/23. Now, also with that 47th, we already know, I told you it was it was the Islamic Revolution, not the Iranian Revolution. But people in Iran torched the Baal or whatever statue, which is like it's like a bull looking man, a man bull type of figure. It's a demonic statue, but they torched that along with like some pictures of President Trump and the 666. So it says Iran marked the 47th anniversary of the Islamic Revolution with protesters burning a Baal effigy featuring Trump and anti-Israel symbolism in Tehran. They had the 666 on there, right? And they burned it. Let me see. I think I had something else that was showing that. Here it is right here. Here's a picture of what they did right here. So they had that statue, that bull looking figure, and they burned it. And this happened right before the attacks happened. And I don't think I have the specific date, or I would tie that in because I'm sure it's some correlation between that date and when the attack started. I'm sure it lines up with some people's birthdays as well. But we gonna move past that because y'all can see where that's going. So they burned that, and that was right around when the Epstein files was also being released or whatever. They burned this statue. So this all happened right around the same time, and then a few days later, um, you got these attacks happening, right? Now, also the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That's what we was on, because the rock and roll lining up with Iranian, right? And Wu Tang Clan's founding member, Oliver Power Grant, was dead at 52. And that was on the day that Wu Tang was set to receive the award for entering the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Now, he was dead at 52, right? And this announcement came on 2/25. So, kind of the inverse of 52, 25. That's when this happened, right? Now, it's a whole lot of things that line up with this as far as the members of Wu Tang go. And this death, lots of dates, numbers, all line up to show you that this was a orchestrated death um, for the Wu Tang Clan. Now, thing is that I believe that the Wu Tang Clan being honored at this point also lines up with this war, this alleged war happening as well. So a lot of y'all know that um Oliver Power Grant played Knowledge in the movie Belly, right? Knowledge in the movie Belly. And they, for some reason, have made it a point to say that Method Man and Raekwon are the ones that I guess was the first ones to acknowledge that Power passed. And that's gonna be important itself in the numbers that I'm running. But as I said, you could go to some other people that do these type of decodes, and I'm sure they will line up all of that Wu-Tang drama and numerology so that you can see how scripted it actually was. But I'm brushing over it for the reason of lining it up with this war. So thing is, okay, you got the rock and roll lining up with Iranian almost perfectly. That's one thing in itself. Now, knowledge, where Wu Tang is 86, 23, 76, and 31, right? So we got that. 86. Wu Tang 86, 23, 76, and 31. Now, Kamini was killed at 86 as well. So we got that 86 lined up with Wu Tang and Kamini. And this is all happening around the same time. So you can see how they are like siphoning the energy from one story to power up the other one. You know what I'm saying? On the back end. Now, we got knowledge lining up with Method Man. And we know Method Man was also in that film as well, and Belly. So I think a couple other Wu-Tang members might have been in there too. But it's interesting that Method Man being 42 and Knowledge also being 42. Method Man being 39 and Knowledge also being 39. And they say Method Man is the one who kind of announced it. Now, on top of those two 39s, we got Raekwon also equaling 39 and lining up with Knowledge as well and Method Man as well. And they specifically said that Raekwon and Method Man was the ones who pretty much announced this death. And then they get inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame at the same time. Now, it's also interesting that the dude's name is Power. Power, because in Super Bowl 60, Mark, they did like a memorial of the blackout that had happened 60 years prior, right? And then Method Man and Redman, their album was titled Blackout. So we got some alluding to a possible blackout coming. And I'm thinking that it's probably going to be connected to this war that's going on in the Middle East. Now we got Oliver Power Grant being his full name with the nickname. It's 218, 92, 214, and 88. Now, it's going to be a lot of 88s lining up around here, too. Like Epstein equaling 88, right? Epstein equaling 88 and 38. And we got them Epstein files dropping around the same time. So you can see how everything is all connected. We also got Mashhad. Mashhad being the city where Khomeini was from in the Middle East. It equals 36 and 27 and 54. 54 is another number that's tied in with the Jesuit order. 54 being tied in with the Jesuit order. We, of course, started off with the 36. Also, Wu Tang's album was called The 36 Chambers. And you got Oliver from Oliver Power Grant equaling 36. Oliver itself actually equals 36 in 2 reductions out of the 4 and 81 in the other 2 reductions, which is very interesting. So we got that 36 and that 81. The 27 from Mashhad and the 36 is interesting because money equals 27 and 72 and 18. Then we got oil equaling 18 and 36. So we know that this whole war they got going on in the Middle East is about 2 things: oil and money. That's what I can guarantee you from running this numerology, that these things are for oil and money. Now, 223, February the 23rd was an important date. 223 was an important date. I'm trying to see what happened on that date. On 223. Yeah, we got him ruling for those 36 years, right? And while we here, since I just clicked on this, Prince Andrew was arrested over those Epstein files on his 66th birthday, right? Now we can go back and see what all lined up with this 66. I said it earlier, but here we go back, because Prince Andrew got arrested on them Epstein files on his 66th birthday. Then we got Khomeini equaling 66, Tehran equaling 66, Iranian equaling 66, all of these equaling 66, right around the time where Prince Andrew is getting arrested on his 66th birthday over the Epstein files, which is equaling 88, 34, 38, and 101, right? Now, Muhammad Reza Pahlavi, this is the man that was in power when when the Islamic Revolution occurred 47 years ago. Muhammad Pahlavi was in control, and we could see his full name was 187, 88, 326, and 101. Now we got Epstein equaling 88 and 101 as well. Now we know the 187 is the California Penal Code for homicide. So we got that lining up, and they killed him. They killed him 47 years ago, right? So we got the 187 and the 88 from the Epstein files lining up, and the 101 from the Epstein adding up, right? So there's that connection. Now Pahlavi, his last name by itself, equaling 33, 120, and 39. And then we got Clinton equaling 87, 33, 102, and 39. And we know both the Clintons just testified in front of the Senate, I believe that was. They just testified over the Epstein files, over the Epsteins, 88, 38, 101. Around the anniversary of this Islamic Revolution, which is also 88 and 101, just like Epstein. Then you got the Clintons having to go testify, right? And that's the 33, 102, and 39. Now, if we look at Pahlavi, you got 33, 120, and 39. But we know the zeros are just placeholders when we talking about numbers in gematria. So we could really say that's like a 12. That 120 is like a 12, and this 102 from Clinton is like a 12. So, we got the 33, pretty much 12, and 39 all adding up between three totally unrelated things. You feel me? Because Clinton and Raekwon also add up. Raekwon is 87, 33, 102, 39. Clinton is 87, 33, 102, and 39. I mean, they line up exactly perfect. Now tell me that's a coincidence. They're exactly lined up through 4 ciphers: 87, 33, 102, and 39. And we got Raekwon and the rest of Wu Tang receiving this award around the same time the Clintons are having to testify due to the Epstein files, and one of their members being allegedly sacrificed, all while this war is allegedly breaking off. You feel me? So how is Clinton and Raekwon a perfect lineup? Perfect lineup. And they line up with Pahlavi, which is the dude that was in power during the Islamic Revolution, which was exactly 47 years ago. You see what I'm saying? It's all the numbers in the world, and these is lining up like that. That's crazy in itself. Like, think about it. You know what I'm saying? This is the Jesuits setting all of this up. All these things are in the news right now for a reason. And they just lost power. Wu-Tang just lost power. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like this might be reminiscing the loss of some power, a power outage around here in the United States, which is why I'm bringing it to y'all for real. Because in the LOS, we are prepared, not scared. We always going to be prepared so that we don't have to be afraid of what's to come. Now, some other interesting things that's lining up. 228, right? We got 228. Now, we all know that Trump renamed the Department of Defense the Department of War. I believe that's what he renamed it to. Now, from the time that Trump got in office, which was January 20th, 2025, to the day that they renamed that to the Department of War, which was September 5th, 2025, was 228 days, right? 228 days. Just yeah, the 228 is substantial because the war broke out on 228. February the 28th is when this war started. So he renamed the Department of Defense the Department of War 228 days after taking office, and then on 228 2026 a war breaks out. No coincidence. Absolutely no coincidence. And then if we look at the time from his renaming to when the war broke out, let's look at this. The war broke out on 2/28, include the end date. It's 177 days, right? Now, 177 is a substantial number because that's what the Jesuit order equals. The Jesuit order equals 177. Also, New World Order equals 177. Also, Benjamin Netanyahu equals 177. Now, I'm going to go and punch these in just so y'all know I'm not playing. Y'all know I'm not making it up. The Jesuit order equals 177. Same amount of days from him renaming the Department of War to the time that the war broke out was 177. So they letting you know the Jesuit order is behind this, right? Then we go New World. 177 once again, right? Then we go 177 again. And all these things are connected. So you can see this was orchestrated from the beginning down to the date. You know what I'm saying? This was been orchestrated down to the date. So one thing we gonna look at, because we never know if this is, you see this war breaking out and you don't know what's actually going on. You know, I definitely don't want anybody to be hurt or killed or anything like that, and I hope that's not the case. Hopefully this is just something orchestrated and real people aren't being hurt. And one thing that would make me believe that it's a possibility that that's going on is because it's the U.S. Israeli attacks. That's what they keep telling you. It's U.S. Israeli attacks. See, I think I had that up somewhere. But y'all could see it. If you watch the news, you're going to hear them say U.S. Israeli attacks, right? And U.S. Israeli equals 113. It equals 113. And 113 is the number for dishonesty. You can see right here, U.S. Israeli equals 113, 41, 130, and 67, right? Prince Andrew also equals 130 and 67, right? Two of those things equal up. And these things is happening around the same time. So you got U.S. Israeli attacks equaling 113, 130, and 67. And you got Prince Andrew equaling 130 and 67. It's no coincidence, right? No coincidence. And that 113 is the number for dishonest 113. Not true 113. Not actual 113. Not honest 113. And the 130s there as well. You see what I'm saying? So this could very well, I mean, they letting you know that it's not factual, it's not true. It's dishonest, it's disinformation, it's fiction. Fiction. Also, 113. Even on some bullshit. 113. You can't make this up, but you can orchestrate it. You see what I'm saying? You can't orchestrate it. So this lets me know that this whole war is not factual. It's fake. It's dishonest. It's just some mainstream media that's been perverted. And mainstream and perverted also equals 113. So yeah, man. I believe all of this has been orchestrated in order to probably cut your power. Probably have some type of blackout based on the correlation between Oliver Power Grant and these happenings. The Wu Tang and these happenings. It seems like they looking to cut your power out, to have some type of a blackout. Now, yeah, these is just some other. You could see Supreme Leader, because that's what Ayatollah means. 142, 61, 209, 74. We had, I think, several 61s. I'm not sure why I put that one in there, but I'm sure it meant something to me at the time. Riyadh, I believe that's where something ended up going down. The U.S. Embassy in Riyadh was struck by drones, and 6 U.S. service members was killed, right? And Riyadh equals 38, like murder. Like murder. Y'all know I do that one all the time, like murder. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, man. You can put your own shit together on this. You can use what I'm saying and use your better judgment, and you can be in front of this shit, man. And this is what I really made this page for, is really preparedness. But I got some shit going on. I gotta get cleared up as far as my rights to own firearms. uh it's a long story, but I'll tell y'all one day. But I'm getting that cleared up right now, and I'm gonna kind of put some different type of content on my page once that happens, where I can do some reviews of some weapons. And I'm kind of I'm pretty knowledgeable when it comes to weaponry. So that's one of the reasons why my rights was taken away. But once I get them back and everything, I'm going to bring that type of content to the page as well, to help y'all make selections as far as personal defense weapons, home defense weapons, etc., and just reviewing a lot of different weapons. So we got that on the way here soon. But in the meantime, man, be stockpiling some things, man, just in case this power outage occurs. You want to be having water purification tablets. You want to have lots of big lighters, and everything I'm about to tell you right now is something that's very cheap. So don't think you got to have a lot of money, but stocking up on big lighters, on water purification tablets, that's very cheap. Um, soap, soap is also one that's pretty cheap that you should be stocking up on. Table salt, obviously non-perishable foods. You're gonna want that. Small bottles of alcohols, different alcohols. Uh that's for pain suppression. That can also be used for sterilization. You can also use it to start a fire in an event that you need that. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, you just wanna prepare yourself, man. I'm gonna go over some list and depth here in the near future, so you can get your preparedness list together and start, stockpiling a few of these items. You obviously want to have first aid in the event something happens, somebody gets injured. Have some little over the counter medications as well. But it looked like they might be planning some type of power outage, so just keep that in mind and get yourself prepared. But don't don't buy into this stuff, man. Don't let this stuff get you up and down and get you overthinking and get you anxious when anxiety and all of that, man. Just stay knowledgeable, stay prepared, and stay calm. You feel me? Yeah, and that's why I do these videos so that I know the people that find me are seekers of the truth. You know what I'm saying? People that are trying to elevate and do better in life. So you found me for a reason, and I just want all of y'all and your loved ones and even those that might not be so knowledgeable to be protected and prepared. So, man, share this video if you can. Of course, ring that bell, give it the hitchhiker thumbs up, you know what I'm saying, and all of that, man. And as always, it's a pleasure speaking with y'all, having y'all tune in. It's peace and love, love and light, wisdom and insight, DOA, putting it together. To the next episode, y'all. Peace.